Hello, friends. Glad you're here today. Give everybody just a few seconds before we jump on here and ready for our songs. Well, let's start with our first song that we always start with. You guys are getting pretty good at this, so I think this is going to be good. Here we go. When we gather together, gather together to sing and to play. When we gather together, gather together today. When we gather together, gather together to sing and to play. When we gather together, gather together today. It's a gift to be simple, it's a gift to be free, a gift to come down where we ought to be. When we find ourselves in a place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight. Got me singing. When we gather together, gather together to sing and to play. When we gather together, gather together today. Yay! Good singing. Excellent job today. Well, I'm glad that you have joined me today to sing some songs. I got a bunch of songs. I don't have a story today, but it is Fun Friday, so I'm hoping that all these songs will be ones that will really you'll be able to sing along with. And I want to make a special thank you to my wife who put up our Fun Friday little drawing today. What do you think of that? It's pretty good, huh? She does pretty good. I really appreciate that. Well, I thought we would do some songs that I can remember doing when I was teaching school. I taught elementary school for a couple of years before I went to middle school and taught choral music in middle school for a lot of years. But there were some songs that my students really liked. So I thought maybe we would do some of those songs here on Fun Friday. So this is one that I really like because it tells a very funny story about a cat. Now, I don't know if you have a cat at your house. We don't have a cat here at our house. We have 3 dogs that are with us right now. Choco and Bella and Sam. And all 3 of those dogs, well, when the cats come around, they bark and bark and bark, and I tell you, it's pretty crazy. So, this is a song about a cat who just wouldn't go away no matter what happened. You might know this song. Old Mr. Johnson had troubles of his own. He had a yellow cat that wouldn't leave his home. He tried and tried to give that cat away. He gave it to a man go far away. But the cat came back the very next day. Oh, the cat came back. He thought he was gone. But the cat came back. He just wouldn't stay away. That's your part. It's going to come around a whole bunch. The man around the corner swore he killed the cat on sight. Loaded up a shotgun with nails and dynamite. He waited and he waited for the cat to come around. 97 pieces of the man was all they found. But the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back. He thought he was gone. But the cat came back. Just wouldn't stay away. Gave it to a fisherman with a $1 note. Told the boat to take it up the river in his boat. They tied a rope around his neck, it must have weighed a pound. They had to drag the river 'cause the fisherman had drowned. But the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back, he thought he was gone. The cat came back, he just wouldn't stay away. in a balloon. They told him for to take to the man in the moon. The balloon came down about 90 miles away. Where he is now, well, I dare not say. But the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back, he thought he was a god. The cat came back, he just wouldn't stay away. So they gave it to a man going away out west. He told him for to take it to the one he loved best. First the train hit the curb, then it hit the rail. Not a soul was left around to tell the gruesome tale. But the cat came back the very next day. Oh, the cat came back, they thought he was a god. But the cat came back, he just wouldn't stay away. Atom bomb fell one bright summer day. Then they dropped the H-bomb the very same way. Russia went, England went, then the USA. The human race was finished without a chance to pray. But the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back, he thought he was a god. But the cat came back, he just wouldn't stay away. One more time, I'm singing. The cat came back the very next day. The cat came back, they thought he was a god. The cat came back, he just wouldn't stay away. Away, away, away. Oh, that was a good one. I like that one a lot. My third graders, they really liked The Cat Came Back. I think that was the year that the third grade book was where that song was in. So that was a really a good one. Yeah. Well, I'm from the state of Kansas. Some of my friends know that. But if you're joining us and you don't know where I live in the state of Kansas. Now, every state has a state song. But in all of my travels around the country, the Kansas state song really is the one that everybody knows. And so maybe you know this one too. And if you do, I hope that you'll be able to sing with me. Because it's called Home on the Range. And it's a very interesting story. Because the guy who wrote this, Dr. Brewster Higley, who wrote the words to this song, he was a doctor and he had moved from back east to Kansas way back in the 1800s. And he came out here and he built himself a little cabin up in Smith Center, Kansas, sort of in north central Kansas. It's a very, very small town. And Dr. Higley was on his front porch one day and he had taken out a piece of paper and a pencil and he was writing some poetry. And he crafted a couple words, and he after he finished, he put that poem in a book and put it up on the shelf. Well, a few days later, a friend of his came by who was a musician. He was a fiddle player. And he was talking with Dr. Higley about sort of what was going on. And Dr. Higley said, well, you know, I was writing some poetry a few days ago. And the musician said, oh, really? I'd like to see it. So Dr. Higley reached into his book and pulled out the note and gave it to him. And so the musician started reading it and he said, wow, these are some pretty good words. He said, I think I could probably write some music to it and we can make a song out of this. Well, the way the story goes, Dr. Higley said, that'd be fine, and gave him the poems. And a few weeks later, they were at a party, and the fiddle player said, hey, I wrote some music to this, and my singer is here with me, and she could sing the song. And Dr. Higley said, that would be great. Well, you may know the way that story ends, because it was, oh, give me a home where the buffalo roam, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. the buffalo roam, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. How often at night, when the heavens are bright with the light of the glittering stars, have I stood there amazed? As I stood there I gazed, does their glory exceed that of ours? Let me sing. Home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day, where the air is so pure and the zephyr so free, the breeze is so balmy and light, that I would not exchange my home on the range for all of the cities so bright. Now we sing. Home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. One last time. Home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Oh, yeah, that's a great song. Thanks for singing with me. Well, I had another request after my earlier shows this week, and it was one that I had done a few weeks ago, and it was the three songs that we put together with the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, Ba Ba Black Sheep, and the ABCs. Now, we'll do them in that order. We'll start with Twinkle Twinkle, and then we'll do Ba Ba Black Sheep, and then we'll do the ABCs. And then the fourth time we go through it, I'll let you sing whichever verse or whichever song you like to sing, because you can sing all three of them with the same set of chords. Let's start with Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Let's try it. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are, up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. How about Baba Black Sheep? Baba Black Sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. One for the master, one for the dame, one for the little girl that lives down the lane. Baba Black Sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. And now, let's sing the ABCs. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my Next time, won't you sing with me? Now this time, you get to sing whichever one of those songs you like. You could sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, or you could sing Ba Ba Black Sheep, or you could sing ABCs. You could practice those ABCs. So, you choose which one you want to sing. 1, 2, ready, and go. Good singing. Excellent job. Thank you for joining me on that one. Well, one of my favorite authors, his name is Dr. Seuss. I don't know if you've ever read any Dr. Seuss. I hope you have. There's all kinds of great Dr. Seuss books out there. Dr. Seuss books for the little ones, and Dr. Seuss books for the big ones, even as big as Mr. Aaron. There's some really good Dr. Seuss books that are really out there. Well, one day I was reading one of those books. It's a book that I actually give to all of my friends when they graduate from kindergarten, when they graduate from high school, and when they graduate from college. I give them the same book because it's a book that really works anytime you're setting out on a new adventure. Because Dr. Seuss, he says, congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. Oh, the places you will go and the places you will see. You can be anything that you want to be. Oh, the places you will go and see. Oh, the places you will go and the places you will see. You can be anything that you want to be. Oh, the places you will go and see. At 8:30, get to school, now you can't be late. With brains in your head, feet in your shoes, steer a course any way you choose. You can help me with this part. All the places you will go and the places you will see. You can be anything that you want to be. Oh, the places you will go and see. All the places you will go and the places you will see. You can be anything that you want to be. Oh, the places you will go and see. When all seems right, you might hit a bump. Find yourself in a terrible slump. But remember the brains up in your head. What your teachers and your parents always said. You know what they said? All the places you will go and the places you will see. You can be anything that you want to be. All the places you will go and see. All the places you will go and the places you will see. You can be anything that you want to be. All the places you will go and see. Sometimes the road, it's a little bit scary. You don't know where to turn, you're a little bit wary. To the left or to the right, which way to turn? Remember all the things that you have learned. Here we go. All the places you will go and the places you will see. You can be anything that you want to be. All the places you will go and see. All the places you will go and the places you will see. You can be anything that you want to be. All the places you will go and see. All the places you will go, places you will see. Open your eyes and just believe. The places you will go and see. Here we go. All the places you will go and the places you will see. You can be anything Oh, the places you will go and see. Last time. Oh, the places you will go and the places you will see. Anything that you want to be. Oh, the places you will go and see. It's 98% guaranteed. Oh, the places you will go and see. Yeah! Good job. Thanks for singing with me. I'm going to grab some water. Well, all the dogs are barking out there. I think we got somebody at the door. Hopefully they'll calm down here in just a little bit. Well, I had another request. I think it was from Katie who requested this. This is a song that I wrote for my son Scott when he was in kindergarten. And it was a story. It was a true story that really happened, because Scott came home from kindergarten one day, and as he was coming home from kindergarten, he was looking really sad and really all depressed. And when he got into the house, I asked him what had gone wrong, and he said, well, he reached into his backpack and he pulled out a note and he gave it to me. He said, this is the problem. And it really was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day that had happened to Scott that day. And so I ended up having to write a song just for Scott about what happened on that terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Well, the note came home from school. Scott was all upset. He said there'll be no more parties. Who can we get? It seemed that little Bobby had to move away. He took his mama. Why couldn't she stay? The class was in a corner. It was selfish greed. A new room, mom, is what we need. We need a room, mom. It'd be really cool. We need a room, mom, to bring cookies to school. We need a room, mom. But where to begin? We need a room, mom. Pouring red punch again. All the kids, they love you, they scream and shout when you're the room, mom. Well, Scotty said, oh, mommy, can you help me, please? Go and get your billfold, your cookies and keys. Come to school with me, can you help us out? Will you be our room? Mommy said with a shout, I just can't help you, I'm really sad. So go outside and tell your dad you need a room, mom. It'll be really cool, you need a room, mom, to bring cookies to school. You need a room, mom. Where to begin? You need a room, mom. Pouring red punch again. All the kids, they love you, they scream and shout. You know the room, mom. Scotty said, oh, mommy, can you help me, please? Go and get your billfold, your cookies and keys. Come to school with me, can you help us out? Will you be our room? Mommy said with a shout, I just can't help you, I'm really sad. So go outside and tell your dad you need a room, mom. It'll be really cool, you need a room, mom, to bring cookies to school. You need a, yeah, but where to begin? You need a pouring red punch again. From all the kids, they love you, they scream and shout, you know the room, mom. Well, I walked to school with Scott just the other day, and I told that teacher I was here to stay. I'd pour red punch till the pitcher runs dry. Stand at the door, tell the kids bye-bye. Smiles on their faces, say they're really glad they got a new friend. I'm a room dad, I'm a room dad, and it's really cool, oh, I'm a room dad. I bake brownies for school, I'm a room dad, and I know where to begin, oh, I'm a room dad. Pouring red punch again. From all the kids, they love you, they scream and shout, we know the room dad. You can help me sing it. We need a room dad, it'll be really cool. We need a room dad, to bring cookies to school. We need a room dad, where to begin? We need a room dad. Pouring red punch again. From all the kids, they love you, they scream and shout, when you're the room dad. There you go. Room mom turned to a room dad. Great. Well, we have time for one more song before our end, and I'm trying to figure out which one we should do. I'm thinking we'll do this one. I'm going to skip past a couple that I had planned today, but let's do this one. Grab up my capos over here. Let's see, actually, you can go up one more. Let's go to right here. problem here? There we go. So this song is called This Little Light of Mine. And you may know it. And it's a song that you can make up verses with, which is kind of fun. And the first verse is, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. If you know it, you can sing with me. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Now here's where you get to make up all kinds of verses. How about all around my town? Let's try that one. Here we go. All around my town, I'm gonna let it shine. All around my town, I'm gonna let it shine. All around my town, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. How about everywhere I go? Even though some of us in our quarantine states, we're not going very far, but everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Here we go. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. How about in my daily work, right? Whether you're working at home or whether you're working at school, or no matter where you're working, you got work to do, so we're gonna let it shine. In my daily work, I'm gonna let it shine. In my daily work, I'm gonna let it shine. In my daily work, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. How about this one as our last verse? Building a brand new world, right? We're doing everything we can to make sure that our world is a better place, and I know that you are doing that at home with your moms and your dads and your brothers and your sisters. Building a better world with love and kindness. That's a good thing to make sure that we have. Building a brand new world. Building a brand new world. I'm gonna let it shine. Building a brand new world. I'm gonna let it shine. Building a brand new world. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Now here's the cool thing is that once we get all of our little lights together, it's not so little anymore. So now you can actually drop the word little, and you can just say, this light of ours, we're gonna let it shine. This light of ours, we're gonna let it shine. This light of ours, we're gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let's try it. This light of ours. This light of ours, we're gonna let it shine. Let me hear you now. This light of ours, we're gonna let it shine. Come on. This light of ours, we're gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. One more time, really loud. This light of ours, we're gonna let it shine. Oh, this light of ours, we're gonna let it shine. This light of ours, we're gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. job. Good singing. I'm glad you are with me today. That's beautiful. Well, let's end our time together with our friends saying goodbye. I hope you remember this. Friends, friends, it's time to say goodbye. It's time to say goodbye to our friends. Friends, friends, it's time to say goodbye. It's time to say goodbye to our friends. Thank you, friends, for being with me today. Be kind to each other, and I'll see you the next time. Take care.